Okay, talking about all of our services after someone gets hooked on the eye candy, just so everyone knows what we're offering. Again, I don't have them very laid out here, but we make sure that people know when we're drawing drawings, it's now $85 an hour, and when we're everything else is billed at $60 an hour. This needs totally rearranged. In fact, I should probably just go to a different file. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. I'm just going to bring this sheet up, and I'm going to talk off the cuff. So anything outside of the reporting, feasibility, oh, that is so small. Oh, you can see that better. Feasibility studies or report, whatever you want to call it. I explain that in another video. Lot line adjustments. Lot line adjustments. So this is a service that we offer to explain a lot line adjustment so that we are all on the same page about that. We have a drawing that was drawn for Crozier Mink lot line adjustment, which is this one here. So a lot line adjustment is not, I repeat, is not a tax lot development. It's not adding more parcels. So this property specifically, there are two tax lots currently. There's one property and there's one property. And literally, like for example, right now this existing property line here goes over this house. And so they say, we want to move this lot line over here. We want to move this lot line down so that there could be another structure. This is already a separate tax lot. So from this property line this way is its own tax lot, and this property is its own tax lot currently. But I want to move this line down, not to create two separate tax lots, but to resize two existing tax lots. Tax lots are its own property that can be sold individually. Tax lots is its own property that can be, a dwelling built on it individually. It's totally an individual thing. Lot line is not creating more individual tax lots. It is just simply moving the line around. So if they're like my fence, like for example, if they're like my property line's right here, but my fence is 20 feet over here, and and some people would be like, I want to move my lot line to reflect what is actually there. That would be a lot line adjustment. So just keep that in mind. That's what a lot line adjustment is. Okay, back to this thing. Lot line adjustments, zoning changes, or occupancy changes. So every piece of property has an occupancy, or every building rather has an occupancy on number and letter associated with it that means something. And every piece of property has a zoning associated with it. And in a lot of scenarios, you can change the zoning. It's a pain in the hind end, but that's what we're for. And you can change the occupancy use. That's it. It's not occupancy, it's occupancy use. Those can be changed. You can submit forms to the city and go through all the process that we go through, and you can change those things. Someone at some point is going to ask us for a zoning change or for an occupancy use change. That is something that we offer. General consulting, which is anything that involves property, construction, or commercial, residential, I'm totally going to spell this, residential or multifamily real estate. Okay. So anything that involves those things as it relates I don't know what's going on. There we go. Good. As it relates to general consulting is anything that involves property, construction, commercial, residential, multifamily real estate as it relates to the county or city, right? So anything that involves anything that has to do with property, real estate, multifamily, residential, multifamily, or residential, anything, or anything to do with construction that has anything to do with the city or county. That's what we consult in. We help people navigate those things in the city or county. We're not, maybe we would sometime, but there's really going to be no money in helping someone pull a permit to, throw a parade or something. It's too simple. People should just be able to figure it out. We don't have a lot of expertise in those areas. We're dealing with property, construction, real estate type consulting as it relates to the cities and counties. That's our gig. We do development management. This is what we want to do, development management. The development management is when someone is developing a property. When I talk about developing a property, I'm talking about they have one tax lot and they want to turn that one tax lot. They want to draw lines and make it 6 tax lots, 6 new buildable lots. We will manage that process. We will deal with the city and county 100% for them. We'll bill it weekly. We'll keep track of our time. We'll hire surveyors. We'll manage the entire process. We will run the entire process, and by hiring us, it'll go faster. It'll be cheaper, and that's kind of our sell. So we will manage the entire development process. I'm kind of running out of stuff. We'll not do construction unless I agree to one, but I do not want to do construction at all. Feasibility study we talked about. Land use headhunting is something that is kind of a gig I took on early on. You guys know about the site plan stuff. Permitting, another big sell is permitting and concept drawings. So another thing that we will do is we will, permitting and permitting consulting, which kind of is taking care of this above. But we should probably specifically say it. If someone's in a bind because they're building some illegal building or doing something or whatever, permitting consulting will help them get out of it. We'll help them get permits pulled. We'll help navigate the city and county forms, stuff like that. We'll generally pull permits for contractors or for owners. So like in one guy I'm talking to that might throw a lot of work, he works with owners of commercial and multifamily properties that have their contractors pull permits, and they pay millions of dollars a year in permits being pulled, and their contractors gouge them. And we could easily save them hundreds of $1,000s a year by pulling the permits for them, because we're going to draw 30% of the drawings in house instead of having architects draw them all. We're going to do things more efficient. We're going to bill it as it costs, not give some $10,000 budget number and charge every ounce of it like contractors do. And we are definitely going to sell jobs that way. So pulling permits for contractors, we will definitely do. It's easy, gravy money that contractors gouge the crap out of owners. So we can come in and say, we'll save you money, and we'll be making money, of course, and they know that. But we're going to save them a ton of money doing that. Permitting consulting we talked about, and concept drawings. Concept drawings, we did one job. As we're going to get those jobs, so we're going to get the concept drawing jobs as we are doing the permitting jobs, and we get them with contractors. That's probably where those jobs are going to come from. Joshua did a sweet drawing here of a concept drawing. This is what I'm talking about when I say concept drawings. We need to bill more than we did for this one when we do those. So I'll make sure Damien is making sure the proper amount of billing is being accounted for. And then we'll see it on the budget tracker, and we're going to change orders as needed and whatever. But what owners do and contractors do is they hire architects that stamp these stupid drawings. But these concept drawings never get submitted to the city, and they do not need stamp. They're generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking, these drawings are literally for reference only. It's just for someone to get an aesthetic look or know what they want built. And people have architects draw them, and we'll draw it for cheaper. Basically, is our style. We'll still make money. We're charging an RFP, and we'll still make money. But this is what I'm talking about when I say concept drawings. We'll draw these kind of drawings. So if someone's looking for this type of drawing, we'll draw it. And then we will do unofficial surveys. So, and obviously I'm going through this in detail just so everyone is on the same page of at least what I have in my mind when I say these things. Because, one or two words doesn't really give you the whole gist of what it means. So, unofficial surveys. What I'm talking about here is many times people want surveys, and surveyors, again, are one of those people that carry a stamp. So when someone carries a stamp, they also carry a billable rate at over $120 an hour plus, and they stamp their stuff. So a surveyor goes out, he does a survey, he stamps it. When we're doing a development project, we have to hire surveyors because it gets submitted to the city. The city requires that it has a surveyor stamp. We can't do those stamps, but Joshua has a super sweet way of finding property lines and being able to do these surveys with some equipment that he knows how to use or knows how to get or whatever. So either one scenario, well, anyway, I already talked about this, not in this video, but we will offer services to do unofficial surveys. And for now, I think Joshua will take care of those. And until further notice or whatever, but for now, Joshua will do all those. But the point is a lot of times, and actually a couple of friends of mine want this done. I'm trying to work with them on getting it done. But people want to know where their lot lines are, but they don't need it for any official reason. So they don't really need a stamp. They just want to know where their lot line is. They want to draw it. They want it to be a good survey. They want it to be accurate, but they don't need it to be official. So they don't really want to pay $125, $135 an hour to have something surveyed. So we would be offering to do it for much cheaper. Bid jobs only, or maybe time and material. We'll figure out a rate for surveying. Maybe I'll talk to Joshua about that, and we'll do those surveys for the people that are looking for it for some unofficial reason where they do not need a stamp. So those are the services that we offer. And